Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas and welcome to the Cajun Guitar Gear Podcast. I'm going to be your host, Mr. Lucas LeCompte, and boy do we have some tasty things to go over today. The first thing we are going to take a look at is there is going to be a Van Halen tribute tour going around. So what this is going to entail is it's basically going to be Chickenfoot. I don't know if you guys remember Chickenfoot. It was Hagar, Jason Bonham, Joe Satch, and Michael Anthony. And they had their own band. But basically what this is they're going to get together and they're going to play some Van Halen tunes, right? And it's accurately called tribute. What is kind of weird is a lot of people were like, well, it's like kind of like a Van Halen tour. And they were like, it doesn't have any of the Van Halen brothers in it. I actually kind of like this, and this is the dates that they're going on. They're not even coming anywhere near me. I like this. They get to go on tour again. They get to play it for masses of people. And my friend who's a Van Halen fan, he said he's probably ended up gonna go to this. And I think this is really cool. For those who don't know, Michael Anthony does not have the best relationship with David Lee Roth. I watched the Van Halen documentary. If you come to the tape archives and you come to, it's right here. He has like a bunch of Van Halen stuff. He did the making of the 1984 album. And what was very interesting in that album is, I didn't realize this, that the guys in Van Halen made Michael Anthony sign away his rights to the money from 1984 because they said he didn't write anything or contribute anything, which is absolute bullshit, because Michael's voice is what it helped fill out Van Halen. He was those backing vocals and it matched perfectly with David Lee Roth. I think this tour is going to be successful, and I think it's going to be great. And I'm glad they're going out on tour again. I think this is going to be really cool. I would go to it if it'd come near me. I'd have to go to like somewhere in Texas to actually watch it. But that is going to be it for the Van Halen reunion. Today's podcast might be a little bit short. Just some of the stuff that I picked. I may not babble on about it for a whole lot. So the next thing I wanted to look at is Solar Guitars just launched their new S line. So it's called S by Solar. And these guitars are basically kind of like the cheapest guitars that you can make, pretty much. The whole idea behind this, I think, is KDH actually made a video on it, and it kind of makes sense. In certain countries like Brazil, for example, the PRS SC, which is PRS's budget line, it's like $3,000 over there just because of like having to import it and the taxes and all kind of other stuff. It's like really expensive. What I think S by Solar is aiming to do is I think they're aiming to get into countries where the import and the taxing fees are kind of high, and it can keep their guitars relatively low. Because I mean, if this was imported into Brazil, I mean, depending on what happens, I'm thinking this might be like around $400, which is a lot better than $3,000 for an SE, to tell you the truth. So so Solar's naming scheme is kind of weird. This one's a 22-inch scale. This one is 25.5. They are made in China, by the way. I did check back in the headstock, which I mean that makes sense. They're trying to get the lowest cost they can without. These guitars are very simple, as you can see. It's black and white. They're looking to keep price down. You can get a 7-string. This one's wide. It's a little bit more. It's 25.5-inch scale, 16-inch radius. You have mini dots on there. It's a custom high output ceramic pickup for it. This is good. I mean, it's not super expensive. I can see this probably creeping into like the Ibanez Geo world, and maybe kind of creeping into Harley Benton a little bit, which, hey, competition is a good thing. I mean, Harley Benton kind of owns that like budget realm, like, you know, like sub $500 realm of guitars. And I think this would be great competition for it. I mean, I don't know, we'd love to try out the 7-string version of S, but that is S from Solar Guitars. You have 6-string models in black, you have 7-string models in black and white, same thing with the 6, and then you have it's a 22-inch scale when the AB 4.61 going to be the shorter scale one. Just kind of wanted to go over that because that's some new guitars hitting the horizon. So speaking of guitars, PRS just released their dead spec John Mayer Silver Sky Edition guitar. So for those who don't know, John Mayer plays with Dead & Company, which is kind of like a tribute thing to the Grateful Dead. And now we have a PRS decked out with a dead spec. And now what is a dead spec? This is on Music Zoo. It light swamp ash body as opposed to alder, which is the other PRS Skies. Max Sand Nitro finish. And the thing that sets it apart is it has an Alembic blaster preamp. I think I pronounced that right. Please correct me in the comments below if I didn't. It can be used as a straight boost, but also has an internal pot that allows a player 3 to 14 gain when turned up. It provides a player with an added punch while maintaining clarity and crisp note separation. So it's basically like a little preamp you can turn on and you can boost your volume a little bit. That's kind of cool. I know that John Petrucci's Ernie Balls have this. I think it started in the JP15. I think it has a preamp in it, and it kind of makes things a little bit more complicated than the other JPs, but it does have that. I mean, everything else is standard. 7.25 inch radius, 25.5 inch scale, 1 in 21/32 bone nut. You have 22 frets on it. You have PRS 635 JM single coil pickups, 1 volume, 2-tone, 5-way switch. And it is actually like 3K because I looked it up on Sweetwater. For those watching, actually, let's go there right now. You can check it out. Oh, by the way, I am a Sweetwater affiliate, so if you would like to buy your PRS Silver Sky Dead Spec from Sweetwater, use my link in the description. All you gotta do is click it. Yeah, the guitar is sold out. It was $3 grand when it sold, when it was for sale, which it went for sale this week, and this is the week of I'm filming this right now on November 18th, 2023. And it was about $3 grand. I think it's cool. It may rise in value. I mean, but you have to be like a super hardcore John fan or a Grateful Dead fan to like this. I think it's cool. It's nice to see PRS do something a little bit different. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make our way to the quick riffs. For those who don't know, quick riffs are just kind of some smaller stories that I saw that I thought were really cool. The first thing we're going to be checking out is Man Genie has his very own drum VST from the folks over at Mixwave. It has his entire kit in there. It has like the toms on the top. It has all of his cymbals, plethora of rack toms and floor toms. Right now, the price is $120. It looks like the MSRP is supposed to be $190, but it's on sale for $120. It does use Contact, but I mean, as long as you have Contact, it's made for Contact Player, so you just get the free Contact Player and you can load it up. It's a lot like all of the drum libraries from GGD. It looks really cool. What really sucks about this is this was probably in the works when he was still in Dream Theater, and then he got kicked out of Dream Theater unceremoniously. But I'm glad for Mike. I hope, like I said that I've talked about it in other podcasts. I hope he lands in a good band that he likes, and he can continue making some awesome music. The next thing we're going to be looking at is going to be from Boss. Boss is putting out some limited edition 50th anniversary pedals, so you can get the distortion, the blues driver, and the super overdrive. You can get them in like this like metallic color, so like the DS1, the distortion is like in this orange metallic, blues driver is in blue metallic, and the super overdrive is in this famous yellow. It's like a yellow metallic. I think they're limited to just 7,000 units available worldwide. It's celebrating their 50th anniversary. This is pretty tight if you are into collecting Boss pedals that are collectible. And I'm on the Boss website right now, and it's just kind of detailing all of the different things that they've done in their 50 years. Next thing we're going to be looking at, keeping with an enclosure theme, you can get a silver Helix from Line 6. If you like your Line 6 and you think that the normal black is boring, you can get yourself one in silver. It's basically just like the outside metal case of it is like this silver, like nickel silver. It's not very shiny. It's kind of like got a matte finish on it. It's a limited edition platinum, if you would like that for your floor unit. And the next two things we're going to be looking at. Black Dahlia Murder is recording a new album. They are working with the great Mark Lewis. This is going to be their first album since their lead singer Trevor died, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm kind of always been kind of lukewarm on the Black Dahlia Murder, meaning that I have a lot of my friends who absolutely love them and love all their stuff. I do like them, but for some reason, some of the time, the stuff doesn't click with me, but I do like them. It's weird. I don't know if you have any bands that you're similar with that. Like, you like them, you love everyone in the band, just sometimes it doesn't click with you. That's just kind of how I am with them. I liked the last album. It came out during COVID. I listened to it when I was walking on the levee, when everything was closed, and I was stuck home. But they are recording a new album. That's good to see. Issues. I don't know if anyone knows who Issues is. I jammed them quite a lot back like in 2021 and 2020. They announcing that they're breaking up officially and they're doing final 3 shows. Basically, 2020 they were going on tour. It got shut down. They put in deposits. They didn't get their money back for anything that shut down. They kicked out their vocalist Tyler Carter. He had some allegations of sexual misconduct. They basically changed their pictures on Facebook. A lot of people were getting excited, and then basically announced that 2020 kind of crippled them, and they're gonna just say goodbye with some shows. They're playing one in Anaheim on January 19th, one in Chicago on January 20th, and one in Atlanta on January 27th. Which I'm kind of sad about this. Like, I really did like Issues. Issues is really cool. They're basically like kind of like rap and gent and clean singing all at once. They're very unique. They kind of combine a bunch of different styles. I am kind of sad that they're breaking up, but I guess that's life. Hopefully these guys land in some other bands and they make some good, wonderful music so that we can all keep enjoying them. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up the podcast. This is very, very short. Not a whole lot of exciting, super things launched this week, but you know what? It's good to keep it nice and short. Next week for me is going to be Thanksgiving. So here in America, Thanksgiving. So I don't exactly know if we're going to have some stories to check out or anything like that. I'll let you know. We may or may not have to skip next week. But I will let you know, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and checking out this podcast with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to leave me a like or a sub if you're listening and watching on YouTube, that would be greatly appreciated. And guys, I'll check you in the next one. Peace.